Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with Older INFP-A Assertive Insights. And today the topic is going to be It's Only Money. And if you're new here, welcome. And I'll just tell you really quickly, this is an INFP channel by an older INFP based on professional and personal experiences. So there's that. So this video is mainly for those who want to understand INFPs more than INFPs themselves. But you can listen and see if you agree or not, and post your comment or post your questions if you're not an INFP trying to understand. But yeah, it's only money. INFPs you'll see all over YouTube and everywhere else. I assume, the threads, the Facebooks, the Reddits, the whatever threads, that INFPs are poor. We have no money. We don't know how to make money. We're lazy. We're this, that, and the other. And according to somebody who has, I don't know if it's really statistical, scientifically statistical significance, but you'll see often where out of the 16 personality types, INFPs earn either the lowest amount of the 16 or we're 15th or something. We're in the bottom. And so it's like, oh, we don't make money, you don't care about money, you're lazy, this, that, and the other. Okay, well, it's not the money. I just had an experience. I'll just say that if you haven't seen it, go back and look at, I like to talk to other people, and I talked a few months ago with Radish Raven, Ingrid, about being INFPs and actually making it. Both of us were professionals. Quite a few are professionals. You just don't notice it, or we don't tell you, or whatever. So it's not true that everybody who is an INFP doesn't make much money. I know I'm a professional. I never made much money. I never made a livable wage, but I always had a side hustle, but I always did my thing. But right now in retirement, I have done some wise investing. And so we're not dumb. We're one of the smartest. Here's the thing. We make, according to articles and YouTube and everything else, we're supposed to be one of the poorest, if not the poorest, make the least amount of money, but yet we're one of the smartest. So go figure. So we are smart. So I have invested in retirement, and I will say I do have a nest egg that I enjoyed looking at. I do enjoy looking at. So even though in my work life I had to work 2 jobs most of the time, but I did what I wanted to do, and I enjoyed myself. I do have a nest egg. So anyway, small one. Actually, I think I moved, I did a test, and I actually have moved into the middle class now, the lower middle class. So I don't know what to do with myself. So anyway, what happened to me, and of course I tell about what happened and what my experience is. What happened to me recently is that I was out looking for to buy a townhouse or a condo. I don't like condos. It's just too many units. It's like an apartment building to me. I like townhouses better. Can't afford a single family home where I live. I call it the ghetto budget. So I do have some. I can put 20% down on a ghetto budget. So the single family homes are going to be like your fixer-uppers or your tear-downs. And try to buy those last summer. So I said, well, let me try a townhouse, because you're kind of moving up a little bit and you don't have to fix that much. So that's what I've been doing. And I've been looking at condos, because condos are the cheapest around here. And so that's what I've been doing. So I had a contract on a condo, which was nice. It was about the same square feet as my apartment. And if you don't know, you haven't heard me say that I live in what I call old folks home. I live in an apartment complex of 80 apartments for senior citizens 62 and older. And I'm kind of tired of that. It's depressing, and I want to get out in the regular world. And the neighborhood I live in is very suburbia to the max. So there's nothing to do here, and you have to have a car. And I want to go to a place for a lifestyle, a place where there are things that I enjoy, which is the outdoors and the parks, and hiking trails and lakes and all kinds of things. Is at the other end of the county. So that's where I was looking. And I found a condo, and I did get an offer approved, got a contract. Everything was going fine. I was going to be moving, excited. I'm going to have a porch. Here I don't have a porch, so it's stuffy. I can't get outside. And I'm an outdoor person. And so got down to inspection. Inspection didn't go as well as planned. So there was a little bit of hold up with that, trying to get that worked out. And in the meantime, I was getting frustrated with my real estate agent, who was obviously keep trying to kick the can down the road and just kind of ignore what I was saying, that I don't like. I'm not going to put any more money into it because I've already put more money than I feel comfortable with the down payment. And me being the can that she's kicking down the road. Well, denial's not a river in Egypt, and I think she was just denying all of it, and just she said she wasn't getting my emails, and then she said I sent you a text, but I forgot to send it, and it was just communication gaps and all kinds of kind of falling apart. Well, I'll get to the crux of it because I don't want this to be too long. Is that what happened was it gave me more time to research the area online. And I had no idea that here I am moving for fresher air, for the outdoors, for wildlife. That's what I want. This is a small town at the other end of the county, other end of the city. It's going to be overdeveloped in time, but not right now. And so I did some digging, and just an article came up about they're going to build a few miles away. They're going to build a major data center, and on a 190 acres farm that they bought. I had looked at the maps, and the map said that was residential. That's fine. It wasn't a current map because it's being secretive and not told by the real estate agents, so not telling you. And it's hum and mum. It's not in the media. This, that, and the other, and they changed it as they always do. Places go in, they sneak in, and it's a residential area. Why put a data center in a residential area? It's going to suck up the electricity. We have only one electric company, basically, in the state. There's a monopoly. One company. The water is low anyway. There are 1,000 people a week move into not the county, but the city. There's 1,000 people a week move here. So infrastructure's already way behind and sucking up our water. This takes up millions of gallons a day of water. Electricity we're paying for. They promised they'd pay for it. Then I researched that, and then I just told my and then, there's pollutants in the air when they have to go to diesel fuel for the backup generators and all kinds of mess. And it hums all the time. I don't think I'll hear the humming, but I can be a neurodivergent. I'm also neurodivergent. I have ADHD. I have long COVID, which is now chronic fatigue, which upsets my nervous system, which is why I want to get out in the country, more in the country setting, quieter, and I can hear 5 to 10 miles, I can hear noise, in the wintertime particularly. So I don't want the value, my property to be devalued. That's an investment. So I told it was within my rights. I have 2 weeks to back out. You contract here in North Carolina, you have 2 weeks to back out from the signing of the contract. Then you have, actually it's 20 days. It's 20 days actually, I think. Yeah, I mean maybe 2 weeks to 20 days, somewhere along in there. And so I was getting up to that point. And I told my realtor, I said, just found out they're going to build a data center. I'm not going. and just send me the termination. Here in North Carolina, there's a unilateral termination form. And I said, I want you to send it to me and sign it. Well, 2 days went by, I hadn't seen it. She said, well, it's coming. No. So I'm being played. So anyway, she called me on the phone 2 or 3 times trying to get me to change my mind and I said, no, I'm not. And a little bit on the bullying, pushing side, and I realized she's making a commission, but this is a big thing. And she said, well, you do know you're not going to get your deposit back. It's called due diligence fee to the seller. I paid several $1,000s to the seller already, and when you close, that goes as part of your closing costs. So I won't get into all that, how it works here in North Carolina. But I paid several $1,000s. And she said, well, you know you're not going to get that money back. And I said, well, it's not about the money. So here we go. And I don't think she could understand that. She has a background in finance, and I have a background in I'm doing what feels right for me. And, financially, yeah, I'm losing. I lost $4,000. I will tell you, I lost $4,000. I went into my bank account tonight, and some has come back, so I'm only $3,000 down. So I'll make it. It'll take a couple of months. That money will come back. But I told her, I said, in the short term, yeah, I'm out money. I'm sorry you're out your commission. I'm out my money. But in the long term, it's the best. I'm not moving to an area where I can't breathe, and I have issues. I have, like I said, I'm neurodivergent. I have autoimmune disorder. I do not want to go somewhere I can't breathe, or I hear humming or whatever. That's going to drive me nuts. And so, yeah, so those of you, that's just my basic example to show you the point, is that we tend to, we don't tell you if we have money or not. I have a 30-year-old car. I wear clothes that are 20, 30 years old. They don't have holes. Well, I started to say if they don't have holes in them, I throw them away. But the T-shirt I have on right now has several holes in it, but I don't wear it outside. And if I'm around other people, I change clothes. But if it's just me, I don't really care. But that's the way we do. You won't know by looking at us. But yeah, it's more important. And why in the world am I willing to lose $4,000? My gosh. Well, as I said, I want my health. It goes against my values. Data centers and AI in general go against my values. I'm still using a flip phone. I have nothing smart. I have a dumb phone. I have a dumb TV. I have nothing smart in my house and my whatever. I refuse to do it. I know there are people who are going back to the old way because they don't like technology now. I never got into it. I refused to begin with. Like I said, my car's 30 years old. There's nothing computerized in there, I don't think. Just has an AM, FM radio. The cassette player was optional when I bought it, so I didn't get the cassette player. I do have cassettes still, but I could use that. But yeah. So yeah, for those of you who are watching, it's our values. Our values. We have to align with our values, number one, and everything else is just secondary. So for that situation, and I'll just say, it's not about the money. It's not the money. It's my values. I would not be happy there. I would be so stressed out there. Just knowing, and I was stressed out here thinking about pushing forward. Not for the money part that I would be spending for the next however many years I'm still alive. It would go, because I know it's going against the grain of who I am. I didn't tell my realtor that I just don't believe in data centers to begin with. I don't believe in AI. I don't believe 3 billionaires should own 50% of the wealth in this country. There's a lot of political things about it that I didn't get into that with her. I just went into my health, which is a concern. So there you have it. It's not about the money. Number one, just the 2 takeaways, I think, from this is that, number one, not all INFPs are poor, even though we all kind of live minimally. There are probably some out there who don't. If you're an INFP and you don't, and you bougie, it's fine. I'd like to talk to you, actually. I think it'd be interesting. I've never really met one that was not just a regular person, as they say. So number one, yeah, we don't care about making money, or we don't show it off. We don't have fancy sports cars or fancy. I had one time. We don't wear, all that kind of stuff. And number two is that if we do have money, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong or if it's just me, that if we do have money and we lose it, it's like it's not about the money. Um, there's more important things in life than money. You got to be with your values, and with INFP is our value. With me, I look at it as if I learn a lesson, then that's the price I pay for that lesson, and I won't do it again. I mean, I'm not just throwing money away. I won't do it again. I will learn that lesson. Or if it's an experience, I've taken vacations where stay on a train for a week and I spent $3,000 just like going to Chicago for 24 hours and turning back around and coming back. That cost me $3,000 last year. That was an experience. So it's just really not the money. That's all I have to say, and just get that out there to tell somebody. I don't have anybody to talk to, and I'm not going to. I mean, it's just me and you anyway. Right? We're having a conversation, and my kids, I'm not going to tell. They know I've lost some. They don't know how much, but yeah, I lost $4,000, but I'm getting it back, and it's coming. I got investments, so that's the way to go. If you have any comments, put them down. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate all of you. Yeah, and until next time, today was the day that, I won't say much, but today was the day the country got into more trouble over in the Middle East, and I hope everybody stay safe. We all need each other. Till next time, stay safe.